Hello, wrestling fans. This is John Hoppy, and you're listening to the Wrestling Fans Insight Sunday Takedown, a very special edition, as many who have followed the very longevity career of Sting knows today is his retirement match. And it's kind of a sad day for most of us, but a very happy one knowing that any wrestler who can make it as long as Sting has, especially with all the bumps and bruises he's taken along that path, I want to say congratulations to Sting. No matter whether he wins or loses tonight, he's always going to be one of the biggest icons in wrestling. I would definitely say within the top three with Hulk Hogan. Well, maybe top five. He'll be up there with Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, Ric Flair. But Sting is definitely in that spot. With me, though, today, William. How you doing?
I'm still getting over it, but I'm okay. I think it's going to be a little sadder for me because I'm not going to get the opportunity to actually watch this tonight.
Oh, man. That's going to be a bummer, which sucks because I was looking forward to spending the night with you here. So,
Whoa.
Yeah.
There's always got to be that one that takes it the wrong way.
Just tell the perv to
What
quiet.
The Rock says is true. God damn. The Rock had it right.
Well, didn't I say he was right on that? And by the way, as you can hear in the background there, our buddy, our other co-host, Carlos. How you doing, my friend?
Good, guys. Happy Sting Day.
Yes, definitely. And recently, Carlos, you just made an appearance on Today We Laughed and Learned with Chris there. That was a very entertaining episode.
Of course, I was there. I'm just kidding.
Oh,
that was really cool. That was a really cool experience. Like we talked about, like we're we have a nice little podcast family going on. Ever since and it was again that's the thing about I think social media and stuff like that. People need to remember, like, your connections are the connections you make, and I think we're all blessed to have made some really good family, friends and family that people would consider family on here. It was just really cool, and just hearing how much we mean to them, and vice versa. It was a fun experience. I had a lot of fun with it, and again, sending out good wishes to her partner who has some things going on right now. She can't do it, but I respect her just trying to keep the show going. And I know, like, we put a lot of work into this too. And if something happened to us like that, I'd want to help. I'd hope people would help us keep it going as well. So it was just a really cool experience.
Most definitely. And I've always loved listening to both Chris and Deb each and every week. Even though I don't listen to it on Good Pods every week, I do catch them where I can on either Spotify or Amazon Music. So big shout out to Today We Laughed and Learned. If you haven't followed their show, please go do so. You won't be ever disappointed each week. And we need to make sure we include one other person. We're very happy to see her join us. Heather.
Hey, I'm glad I was able to join.
Yeah, what the hell?
So she has no share. Apparently, she just told us she was at the Dynamite. So, by the way, I met Sting and drove him into fucking Dynamite.
But you definitely got to experience Sting coming down from the rafters.
Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of fun because I actually, I got to go, and because that's like I thought I wasn't gonna get to go because I've been having so much pain and stuff, and I was like to hell with it, I'm going, because I was like, it's his last Dynamite, and I was like, I got to go be a part of it. And then him coming down from the rafters, I was just like that was it. I was like, I'm so glad I got to come. So I was like, I'm going no matter what, and I went.
Now that is a true fan right there. So,
right.
I mean, a lot of us have some really heavy fandom, especially in the era from Sting. And boy, you got that fantasy football going, or what?
I did fantasy baseball.
Oh, good Lord. All right. But yeah.
Well, I have to turn the sound on, because if I don't have the sound on, then I'll miss my pick. I'm like,
oh, Lordy. But no, this is definitely a fun time to be a wrestling fan once again. We have so many options out there, and unfortunately, we're seeing one of the biggest icons out there that's going to have their last match tonight. It will definitely be pretty emotional for us hardcore fans. But you know, again, as I mentioned in the intro, this guy has been in it forever, and it's his time. And so glad that he's gonna have a good moment with I think a tag team that gets so much hate, but they definitely need their accolades too, the Young Bucks. So I know not many people agree with the Young Bucks, but hey, this was Sting's choice, and that's how he should go out. But I'm looking forward to tonight's card. Unfortunately, Will, for you, you're not going to be able to see it. Carlos,
Yeah.
how excited are you for this tonight?
Well, I mean, I asked for the day off from work, so that should tell you enough right there. Like I'm really, I love, again, and we gotta take time to enjoy the little things of life. And I love my wrestling, and I'm excited. That's the most excited I've been about an AEW card in a while. They have things they need to improve on, of course, but I think they've done a really good job building this card.
And I was talking with I caught up with my bowling pro shop mentor, Ron D'Ambrosio, who also listens here and there to our show. And, he said the same exact thing, don't waste time going to do the things you want to go enjoy in life. And, this is one of those things I'm definitely going to go out and make sure I enjoy. Heather, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being best, how excited are you to watch tonight's card?
It's pretty high up there. It's about an 8. I mean, there's a couple of things like not like I'm kind of tired of, and they say it's going to put it into a couple of feuds, so they won't be wrestling each other all the time now. So that I'll be glad that's over with. So yeah, I mean, it's going to say about an 8. I've been waiting for it, and it's going to be sad too because it's going to be Sting's last match. So
Yeah, without a doubt. But why don't we go ahead and get right into it? We got the show coming up at right about the 5 p.m. mark, where it starts off with the 0 hour edition of the pay-per-view. And I've only got 2 matches listed. There could be one more added at a moment's notice. So we apologize if we didn't know about it. But why don't we start off with the women's tag team match with Julia Hart and Sky Blue taking on the team of Willow Nightingale and Chris Statlander. Statlander. I can talk. Jesus. I know not too long ago, Chris Statlander got a victory over Sky Blue. But I somehow think the 2 women that united from in the House of Black, I think Julia Hart and Sky Blue are going to make a killer team in this tag team match, and that's who I'm going to go with for the win. What about you, William?
I'm going the exact opposite.
Okay.
It to me, it would just make sense right now to have Chris Statlander be the one to pin Julia.
And have a rematch for the TBS championship?
Yep.
All right. Well, that's good. Carlos?
I'm with you, John. I think Statlander turns on Willow tonight, and I think we get Julia and Sky Blue. I don't think the feud is. I don't think it's about the TBS championship. I think it's about those girls breaking up.
So you think Stokely Hathaway's finally got his way with Chris Statlander?
Yeah. Yep.
And she also parts away from the Best Friends faction.
Exactly, and she'd be a good heel to feud with Mercedes as well. So,
all right, Heather, who are you going with?
I think Sky Blue and Julia are going to win. And I think the same thing as Carlos is because I've been seeing kind of like a divide between Willow and Chris and Statlander, and I don't know. I just think that Sky Blue and Julia are going to win.
All right. Sorry, William, we're getting it on you today. So,
and honestly, it'd be a good thing. It'd be a good thing to see them actually do something while it's hot, and not because I think that's one of the criticisms of AEW is like they wait so long for things and then it loses its steam. So I would love to see them do this while it's fresh.
Exactly. In the second match for the 0 hour, I have the Bang Bang Scissor Gang, Max Caster, Anthony Bowens, Billy Gunn, Austin and Colton Gunn, and Jay White taking on the team of Jeff Jarrett, Satnam Singh, Jay Lethal, Willie Mack, and Private Party. This is kind of a eyebrow raiser. I just okay. When the hell did Willie Mack change sides here?
Right.
I mean, did they even have a story with Willie Mack why he
I
joined.
I feel like Tony Khan thinks it's still February. He's like, oh, let me.
Well, I mean, no, did I miss something?
No, you didn't miss nothing. Even Private Party, just all of a sudden this all just happened on. It's a big. I don't get it at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's got me thrown off, but
Because Jeff Jarrett's Mr. AEW Revolution, so they had to get him on the card.
so why don't we start with you, Carlos? What's your prediction?
God, help me.
Sorry.
I'm like, looking, I was like, so a year ago, in case people, I was at Revolution in San Francisco, and I had gone to see Max Caster in concert, and it was like, I was so high. I mean, I still love the Acclaim, but my God, how their star has fallen. Like, it's just, I'm ready for them to break up and get off my, it's just sad. The booking that Tony Khan has done for these guys. I mean, they were white hot. Scissoring was the biggest thing. They were the #1 merch sellers. And now they're on the pre-show. It just sucks. To me, the trios division deserves better. That they should be defending the titles. I'm ready for them to break. I'm ready for this thing to dissolve and them to go to separate ways already. Because again, it's just all bad. But I think they're gonna win. I think the Acclaimed, and I think the Bang Bang Scissor Gang wins. I don't think Tony Khan's gonna pull the trigger on this quite yet.
All right, Heather, what's your thoughts?
I think the whole thing is a great big clusterfuck. I mean, I say, I don't know. It's just ridiculous. And I think the Bang Bang Scissor Gang is going to win, but I mean, I just don't see the reason for any of it, and it's stupid. But yeah, I think the Bang Bang Scissor Gang is going to win.
All right, Will, did you have any more trashing to add to this?
I've got absolutely jack squash shit for this. I'll just show you because I'm not even gonna fucking say it.
Okay.
Is he scissoring you right now?
Well, he did go with the scissor team, so but yeah, I'm right there with all of you. I really don't see a reason why the heel team is going to win this one, just because they've really never done anything with them in the last few pay-per-views anyway, and they've always lost. So I think that streak's going to continue, and I'm going with the Bang Bang Scissor Gang. Yeah, I think Heather said it best. This is a clusterfuck. All right, now if I can try to get my head around away from this.
It would have been better if they would have done like a 4-way for the trios titles, and then if they would have like foreshadowed like Baby Jay White trying to pin the Acclaim, like it would have just been, like why not get the Dark Order in there and another team, or in the House of Black? Like there's just so much more they could have done with this, or the Hardys and Mark Briscoe, heaven forbid the Hardys get to wrestle in North Carolina, like good Lord.
Yeah.
There's just so many other creative ways they could have done this to like make it more fun instead of this garbage.
Well, not to go off the tracks, but that was one of my worries when everyone was getting all giddy about the possibility of the Trios Championship coming into play. My concern was exactly the same back in the Jim Crockett promotion days and WCW transitioning. It was really hard to keep any 6-man tag type championship really relevant or in the fans' interest. And right here, this already shows it's lost its luster. And like you and I mentioned last week, maybe the WWE can find a way to bring a 6-man tag division in and keep interest in it. I think they would definitely do a better job, but I just never seen it successful anywhere but maybe world-class championship wrestling with the Von Erichs and all the other fun teams back then. So
yeah, and it's sad because it's like one of those things where like back in the day when they first introduced these titles, AEW was doing so good with their factions and everything else, and it was like and it's like, so you wanted these titles, but now they've just like Tony Khan he needs help and he just doesn't book it right, and so now it's funny because now it's looking like, okay, now WWE can do it and make it and do it better, because like, oh, thank you for the idea, we'll go and do it right, thanks.
yeah, just such a fucking mess.
And it's so sad because there's so many but it's just because he doesn't put people on TV because it's basis like Butcher and the Blade with Kip should be on TV. Like, there's so he has the talent, he's just not booking it correctly.
Exactly. That's why, like we've mentioned in previous episodes, it's just time to hire a creative team that knows what they're doing. Because Tony's
Or just let the ones that are there do their job is more like it. He has plenty of people.
That's true. Why don't we go on to the main card now? And I tried to actually, I think I tried to get this pretty close to how I think it's going to be in order. I compared it with a couple of others out there, and we were pretty close, but there was one thing where we debated, and I'm going to go with it in my order. I think we're going to start off with the All-Star Scramble match for a future for the future AEW Championship shot. The participants
to get Jericho on the card match.
Okay, enough of your little Jericho bashing bullshit. We got Chris Jericho versus Wardlow versus Powerhouse Hobbs versus Lance Archer versus Hook versus Brian Cage versus Dante Martin versus Magnus. I can't believe I just said that one. Well, the last two.
Wheels of the bus go around.
What, you don't want them to be part of the meat match?
Well, why didn't
it made no sense? Like these guys have been on like I know what he's talking about. Like Matt Sydal hasn't won a match in a year, but he's qualifying for a pay-per-view match. Come on.
Yeah.
Magnus.
I think I love Heather's term. This is a clusterfuck, but what the hell? Why don't we start with you, William? Who's your pick?
Oh, I'm going Wardlow. He's got the steam behind him right now. So,
well, isn't he injured though?
No.
Oh, he's not?
No.
Oh, I thought I read somewhere he was possibly.
They thought he was because he hurt himself in that match when he was like putting it like when he who was he fighting? He was fighting somebody on TV. And the way he came down on his knee, and then he was like holding his knee when he left the ring, but he's fine.
Oh, okay. Well, let's move on to Carlos. Who's your thought?
I'm the same way. I think Wardlow's gonna win, and the thing is, honestly, for me, I want Wardlow to win the title now. So it's a good problem to have, where you have multiple people that you want to see as world champions. So I want Wardlow to win.
So if Wardlow wins, do you think he tries to pull an Andre the Giant and hand it to Adam Cole?
I think Adam Cole's gonna want that, but I don't think Wardlow's gonna do it.
Okay.
Can you please powerbomb Adam Cole back into free agency, please? I'm tired of the whole fucking thing.
Oh dear. All right, Heather, who's your guess for this 8-man match?
I was going Wardlow too. The way he's been going with his promos and stuff, and how he's been, just going. I was just thinking he's going to win.
Well, I'm going to try to go for a change here. I'm going with Powerhouse Hobbs. And I know that will probably bite me in the ass tonight, but I don't care. So, anyways, that's going to be an interesting match altogether. Good luck choreographing that.
I thought Heather was going to predict John Moxley in the Magnus outfit to win the match. Heather, you let me down.
Is this like a ladder match?
He haven't said nothing yet. He'll probably do a couple lines and decide what he wants to do. Nothing's been decided yet. No one knows. It's just a scramble. There's been no definition of what it's going to be. Do you guys remember?
I just don't get this. I mean, it's like Heather said, clusterfuck.
It's like you've had months to prepare for this. They haven't had a pay-per-view since December, and it's just he hasn't even said if it's by pinfall or going over the top rope or nothing like that.
Let's throw it out there. Let's throw it out there for Carlos. So let's make it a panties match.
Hurry, yeah. No, not a panties match. A boxer brief match.
Well, there is Brian Cage, so
exactly.
Yeah, I'm surprised Carlos
and Wardlow. Man. Oh, please, we all know Brian Cage is getting pinned. Come on. Let's not try. Don't try to make me feel good about this. Like, come on. He's right. Like, if Brian Cage or Anna Jay's in the match, it's going to happen.
All right, we have the AEW International Championship champion Orange Cassidy on a 118 or longer day run now on this, I believe. He is going to defend against Roderick Strong. And why don't we start with you, Heather? Who do you think ends up walking out with the championship tonight?
I wrote down Orange Cassidy. I mean, he's been going for so long and strong. So I'm just thinking that he's going to continue. I mean, I could be wrong, and they go ahead and give the dumbass the belt. But I'm just choosing Orange Cassidy.
The dumbass.
Wow.
I don't like Roderick Strong. I hate him. That whole thing, that hollering the names and all that. I can't stand his stupid ass.
You mean like Adam?
Yeah, so. What the fucking point of that? Like, he's stupid, man.
All right. We now know who to throw in there with the tribal chief now. Carlos, who do you have walking out?
It should be Wardlow, but I'm gonna go with Roderick Strong. Like that's to me, that's the thing for the trio things too. It should be. I feel like it should be it should be Roderick Strong and the other guys going against those. Again, no. We don't have 3 hours. It's just Roderick Strong. Final answer.
All right, William
Gilbert.
Ah,
Sting's gonna win every match.
No, honestly, I think it's time to take it off of Cassidy and give it to Roderick.
and I'm with you only for the fact that I think it's time for the
It needs spruced up. It needs a change.
well, with Undisputed Kingdom already having the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships, why not make it a strong faction and start gaining some more gold in there?
Yep.
And I actually agree with you. I think Orange Cassidy's had a really great run the first time with AEW champion, the International Championship, but
Mhm.
I don't think this run's really been helping him any. I think maybe it's time to take that championship off of him. Let's put it on someone fresh here. I think it's better to get it in that faction while they're starting to grow. So I'm going with Roderick Strong on this as well. Sorry, Heather.
Well, I mean, thinking that because this is supposed to be John Moxley's run. You know, that's the truth of it.
Yeah, actually it was. So unfortunately for Moxley, you know, with the match he had with Ray Fenix, it just kind of went the other direction. So I've got FTR taking on John Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli. I think we already know who Heather's picking. Why don't we go ahead and go to you, Heather?
Of course, John Moxley and Claudio were winning. And hopefully, like I said, into this feud because I'm tired of seeing them wrestle each other. Like end it. Okay.
You
John
want
Moxley
to feud with the Lucha guys again? You want the CMLL feud back?
No, they need somebody else. Like, stop all these same damn matches. Okay, WWE, like, really. I mean,
Lucha.
William, who do you picking?
I'm going John and Claude, mostly because what I kind of want to see go on with those two would be a result of another match that's taking place tonight. I think it's time to see them start going after them tag team titles.
All right.
mhm.
Carlos?
I'm going with FTR.
Ooh.
I want to see Moxley as a singles wrestler. I don't want to see him in a tag team. I'm going with FTR.
He's a Shield hater.
I'm ready to see Moxley be more selfish. I'm right there up with Heather how much I love John Moxley, but I want to see him again. I think he's going to win the New Japan World title and he'll be defending that on AEW. That's my prediction for him.
Yeah, this one is really tough for me to predict.
Oh hell, just pick one.
Sting. When in doubt, pick Sting.
Well, I mean, FTR has always been a great tag team. John Moxley, Claudio, you can't go wrong with them. But yeah, I kind of want to see Moxley go on his own, or at least, have some kind of different singles run away from the BCC. But I got to go with FTR on this one just because they're the traditional tag team. My next match I have listed, I've got Will Ospreay taking on Konosuke Takeshita, or as our friends say, take a shit. William, who are you going with in this one for the Don Callis family?
Osprey.
All right. Carlos?
Oh, Ospreay. Or as my friend calls them, ocean spray.
I sometimes wanted to call him that too. So,
Heather.
well, I was going to ask Carlos a question. Do you think maybe we see tension between the Don Callis family members after this match?
God, it's like I hope. I mean, I don't know. I don't want Osprey as a face. I want him as a heel. So it's a hard. It's I don't want to. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want.
Okay.
I think him as a face would be the wrong booking for him. But I definitely think there's some tension going on there. I don't know if they're doing with this.
All right. Fair enough. Heather, who are you picking?
Osprey. And he came out there when I went to the show. He came out there for the first time, and he was like so excited, like he was finished with his obligations and stuff.
I got it.
Yeah, I mean, it was so awesome for him to be there and like see how excited he was. But yeah, I'm picking him.
This is Will Ospreay's first match as an official AE roster, right?
Yeah, he's not losing this match.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think that would be a smart move, especially where I think right now I would honestly say that Will Ospreay, I think he's the best wrestler in professional wrestling right now. And I got to go with him as well. So I just don't see any point to having him take a loss on his first official match as an AEW roster talent. So while we move on to the AEW TNT Championship, everyone's favorite father figure, Christian Cage, the champion, taking on Daniel Garcia. Carlos, let's get your thoughts on this one.
I'm going with Daniel Garcia. I think Adam Copeland comes back and helps him win.
All right, Heather.
I think Christian Cage is going to win because he's always got somebody to help him interfere and everything else, and he's just a complete freaking asshole. So yeah.
I love the logic there. So
he's mean. I don't want him to win.
But he's always got somebody to help him. There's always interference, and that whatever the hell Luchasaurus or whatever his new name is needs to turn on him and just kick his ass.
That's right. Kill Switch attacks Christian. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
William?
Just adding on to Heather's asshole comment. Christian plays probably one of the most perfect roles I've ever seen a heel play. And so I think it would be pointless to take the belt off of him if Adam Copeland's going to be coming after him for it. I think right now is the perfect time to have Christian win it and just build it.
See,
I don't think they need the title for their feud though.
That's where I was kind of leaning toward. I don't think they necessarily need the championship to be put on Copeland.
That'd be sad to me.
yeah, because I think eventually they will team up and become AEW Tag Team Champions at least one time before they leave AEW. So, but I'm right there with Carlos. I would love to see a championship on Daniel Garcia. So I'm gonna go with Daniel Garcia winning this one.
Yeah.
And we have the AEW Continental Crown Championship. The champion, Eddie Kingston, taking on one of the best technical wrestlers in pro wrestling today.
The real best wrestler in the world. Thank you.
Yeah, here we go. Bryan Danielson, the Red Dragon, or the American Dragon. Sorry. William, who do you think got winning this match?
Oh, yeah, Eddie Kingston.
And for me, I know it's a 1-1 tie between the two, and Eddie got the best of them at the end of for the Continental Classic round robin. And I think Eddie's got one hell of a momentum going behind him right now. I think Eddie's going to get the victory over Bryan Danielson. Sorry, IWC.
Here come the WWE stands for us. God.
Yeah, here comes everyone in my DM, and I'm just going to make them look like Heather, who are you picking between Eddie Kingston and Bryan Danielson?
Eddie all the way.
All right. Carlos?
You know, up till Wednesday, I was going with Danielson because I wanted to really see him get a title. But I think after him choking out Eddie, there's no way again. And it's really sad. I want to see Danielson as a champion, but I know he doesn't want the belt. So I think Eddie does retain.
It doesn't. He only just have a few months left in his contract.
Mhm.
As a full-time talent, I think he's still going to wrestle part-time though.
Yep.
Well, I think he also mentioned he would like to extend his contract not as a talent, but performing other
Yeah,
for
I can see
AEW.
I can see him like doing like the Collision, like maybe, and that's hopefully where he comes in. Hopefully he gets to maybe he has to be the creative person of Collision, and he wrestles every so often on a Saturday. I would love to see that.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think he would definitely be a
Please.
very big asset for AEW in that direction.
Yes, and I know Dan. I know that Tony Khan trusts him. So again, let's light those candles, wrestling fans. Let's hope that this is what happens. You know, because he even said if something happened or he had to leave, he would trust Danielson to book AEW. So I hope that this leads to that. You know, him getting that show.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that view. For the AEW Women's World Championship, Timeless Tony Storm, the champion, defending the virtuosa Deonna Purrazzo. I'm gonna have to make a decision after hearing all you guys' statements. But William, who do you have?
Believe it or not, I'm actually going with Deonna.
How dare you?
Hey, biatch. Anyways,
Deonna Purrazzo, as they say on Mad Men. they tell she sounds like a real house, so they talk. They're so funny. They crack me up every time. Deonna Purrazzo, their New Yorker accents.
Heather, who are you taking for the women's championship?
I'm gonna go with Tony Storm, even though I cannot stand this new gimmick that she's on. But they're just doing too much with her, huh?
You got some haterade before the show, I see.
I just don't like it. I think it's so stupid. The shit she does with her lipstick all around her mouth, but I don't know, just the way they're going with her and carrying on. I think they're just going to stick with her right now.
Oh, and we actually had someone come on our YouTube doing
Nice.
some. Hopefully, I pronounce it right. Hasn't Terrell?
Hassan Terrell, yeah.
Yeah, for the Eddie Kingston match with Bryan Danielson, he's going with Eddie Kingston, and he's going for Deonna Purrazzo for the women's championship. Pretty cool. Thank you for coming on here, Hassan. Who are you going for, Carlos?
I think Tony Storm retains. I honestly, what I would love to see is I want to see Tony Storm retain. I would love to see Deonna Purrazzo go challenge Athena for the Ring of Honor title. Have her win that title. Let Athena come up to the main roster. But I think when Tony loses that title, she'll be losing it to Mercedes.
Wow, I think Carlos made a very good argument there for me. I think it would make sense to keep the championship on Tony Storm right now, with Deonna being still fairly new to the AEW roster. I think that would make sense to have her go win that championship off Athena there. So I'm going to go with Tony Storm definitely on this one. And we got a couple of comments from Hassan there saying you are welcome for us thanking him joining us. How are we feeling tonight? We're feeling pretty good so far. I think it's going to be a good pay-per-view card. Definitely with Sting's retirement match, it will definitely be an emotional one, but I'm very happy for Sting for as long as he's went in his career. And I dropped my pen. Sorry, guys. But yeah, why don't we go on to, and unfortunately, I think this is going to be the second to last match tonight for the AEW World Championship three-way. Samoa Joe, the champion, taking on Hangman Adam Page versus Swerve Strickland. This one is really going to be a tough call. Heather, why don't we start with you on this?
Yeah, this one has like really tough call on it because the way they've all been going, and especially Hangman and Swerve have been at each other. And I think, Samoa Joe's going to kind of use that have them kind of going against each other. But I'm going to go with Swerve because he's like really been more after it, and like the stuff he's been saying on Twitter and everything. I'm gonna go with Swerve.
And Hassan's going for Swerve Strickland as well. Carlos, let's hear your argument.
I don't think that it's Swerve's time yet. I think that Samoa Joe's been doing a good job as champion, and I just think you got to let him. I think you got to let him cook a little longer. I think Hangman's in this match to take the pin. I think that Hangman will get pinned by Samoa Joe. I think Hangman and Swerve have a blow off, at the next pay-per-view, because they're going to have another pay-per-view in April now. I think that's where you see the full complete heel, face turn for Swerve. And I think Swerve takes the belt off of Joe at Double or Nothing. So with that being said, I think Joe retains this time and Hangman takes the pin to protect Swerve.
William?
Yeah, I'm actually with Carlos on this one. I'm going Joe.
I think I kind of like the direction Carlos is going in. I think, though, Swerve should become champion, but not in a three-way. I think he needs to have a one-on-one match to make it feel very to make that championship match feel prestigious to take it off Samoa Joe. I do think they need to keep that championship on Joe and keep having other challengers chase him to get to that championship. So my vote goes to Samoa Joe as well. And for the main event tonight, the big one, as everybody knows, it's Sting's retirement match. And even though I didn't get it quite in the banner, it's also a tornado tag match for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. The champions, Sting and Darby Allin, defending against the executives, the Young Bucks. William, who do you have?
Yeah. I never really liked the direction they went with this whole thing, mainly because of Darby and Sting gaining those titles. I do think it's going to be the Young Bucks.
Carlos?
Can I go last? I want to hear what you guys all pick.
Oh, dear. All right. Heather?
I went with the Young Bucks.
For me, I know usually if a talent is leaving or retiring, it's also one thing to put the opponents over. Hassan votes for Sting and Sting to retire. I'm assuming that's what he meant. I don't think necessarily we need the championships to really go to the Young Bucks. I would love to see Sting and Darby Allin win this match, have Sting go out on a high note, vacate the World Tag Team Championships, and to have a new tag team tournament determine the new champions. However, I just don't see that going on with Tony's booking. I would love to see it be Sting and Darby Allin going out. So even though my head says it would be the Young Bucks, my heart's going with Sting and Darby Allin, and that's who I'm going to go with. So now the moment is yours, Carlos.
Today?
Oh, we lost Carlos.
I'm here.
Oh.
I was like, I'm so torn with this match because it's like my heart and mind say one other thing. Again, the thing that made me fall in love with AEW was the tag team division, and I think having Sting and Darby retain and then having a tournament would be a good way to kind of get them back to their basics of what made them such a good company, which was their tag team division. But the thing that keeps sticking in my mind, and the thing that they keep saying, is that this is Sting's way of, he gets to decide going out. I think if it was Tony and Darby's decision, I think that Sting would go out as champion. But I think that Sting is going to want to do the right thing. If you look at his career, like, I was just listening to a podcast, about, I think it was Jeff Jarrett's, and they were talking about how, how he did the honors for 3 guys going out the door of TNA. So I think I think Sting's going to want to do the honors going out the door, and I think the Young Bucks win. I think the Young Bucks win this match, and it just adds to the aura of the beating these new executive heels. Yeah, I'm gonna pick the Young Bucks. I wouldn't be surprised to see Hollywood Jack Perry come and help them win, and maybe he feuds with Darby. But yeah, I'm picking the Young Bucks to win this match.
Ooh, that is an interesting call there, and maybe that's something we should look at. Let's add maybe just kind of a bonus as a surprise. Carlos, you want to go with Jack Perry being your surprise for that match?
Yeah, I just think that I mean it makes sense for them to feud with for him to be aligned with the Young Bucks. I think that he comes and he helps them win. And I think we see a Darby and Hollywood Jack Perry feud.
William, do you have any surprises?
No, I have no add-ons.
All right. Heather?
No, I don't have anything.
Looks like it's between you two.
I don't know. I think it would be interesting to see Mercedes show up tonight, but I think they have
They're saving that, yeah.
Yeah, they were saving that for Boston Business or whatever it was. I can't remember what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Big business.
In Boston.
Big business. Thank you. I do. It was something business.
I will say that I'm with Carlos on wanting to see what's going to happen with Jack Perry returning, but I don't know.
Oh, I do think that Ric Flair is going to turn on Sting too. I think that's going to happen. I also think that's going to happen.
I think that's just a given.
Yeah. But at the same time, why not pair Ric Flair with Jack Perry? Like that would be perfect.
That's true. I think the surprise tonight will be Adam Copeland coming in, even though I said
I think so too. Yeah, for sure.
I think even though Daniel Garcia and Christian Cage, you and I both picked Daniel Garcia. I think somehow Adam Copeland gets involved, so that's going to be my surprise is Adam Copeland coming in.
Sean Spears doubles back.
Oh. Yeah, he'll pull a Rick Rude on us here. Oh, but anyways,
he'll come back as Ty Dillinger though in AEW this time.
He'll be the chairman there.
Oh, sorry, Cassie Lee.
No. Wow, you had to throw that in.
I threw it.
Wow, geez. Anyways, that's gonna do it for us. Did you have any shout outs to give this week, Will?
No, sir.
Heather, you want to throw any shout outs for the week?
No, I don't have any.
Heather wants to throw a still share or somebody apparently, but
Carlos, shout outs for the week.
Just to we laugh, we learn. Thank you again for the opportunity to do that. Just to everyone at the Stage Up Network who supports us. Thank you guys for your continued support. And just everyone on X interacting with us throughout the week. Again, thank you guys all for your support and love.
And my apologies for not being on X lately. We've had a lot of things come up on the personal side, outside work, and work has been beating me up too. So I will be making a comeback to be interactive again. So I apologize, but please be patient with me, folks. I'm kind of everywhere at the moment, but I do want to throw out my few shout outs there. Ted the Hillbilly Heel, who does Ted's Takes. So please go check him out on YouTube and all your favorite listening platforms for his short audio clips. Also want to give a shout out to the Saged Up Network. Thank you guys for being there for us, and we hope to continue being supportive for all of you. Also want to shout out the Fan in the Van podcast. Is This a Bad Take podcast? The Steel and Till podcast. Two Dudes Sports News podcast, 1420 Sports Bar podcasts, Nate's Daily Wager, the Brutally Honest podcast, Visit Vegas Places with Coyle, and BC Hunter, who has his YouTube channel, Wrestling with the 80s. If you definitely love that era of the wrestling times, go check him out. He puts out some really great content. And that's going to wrap it up for us for this week. We hope to catch you all this Wednesday, just after Dynamite at 10:15 p.m. Eastern Time. There might be a possibility, Carlos, you were thinking of a possible space tomorrow night after Raw. Is that
Yeah, we're
correct?
gonna do a space tomorrow after Raw. Yeah, I want to definitely do it because I think we want to keep this on AEW, but I want to definitely talk about SmackDown and The Rock's hour of promos from The Rock. So yeah, we'll definitely do this, and we'll just title Road to WrestleMania. I think just started to talk there because and then just someone from the Stage Network talked about too, like he because he was talking about, I don't want to interrupt Royce's space, but he was talking about that he thinks that The Rock is bringing people back to wrestling. So I want to talk about that tomorrow night too. So yeah, we'll definitely be doing space tomorrow night.
Oh yeah, that would be an interesting talk right there. So
Yeah.
Please also go check out as we mentioned, we are on the X platform. You can find me at WF Insight Pod. Even though William isn't on much, William, what's your X handle?
At William Hoppy 8.
Heather?
such pizzazz when he says it.
I know. Heather, your X handle?
Oh, it's Bama Girl _ the number 4 _ EZA. Bama Girl forever.
Roll Tide, bitches. Hey, Carlos?
At WWE Stan, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. At C to the at
Don't
C to the
forget your
LOS
long series of
77.
numbers.
You're right. Yeah, at the real, yeah. At Conquer the Now, also on Instagram at Rainbow Goodness _.
And be sure to follow our other co-host who wasn't able to make it here. He's on a cruise with his family and hope he's having a good
Rough
time.
life.
Brian the Hype Ballard, you can follow him at the Brian Adkins. Also check us out on Facebook under the group The Fans of Pro Wrestling, our YouTube channel, which you're watching live now or could catch it later at Wrestling Fans Insight. Check out Brian's Tap Out Talk on YouTube as well at Tap Out Talk. We are on Twitch at The Fans of Pro Wrestling. On Instagram, you can find me on The Fans of Pro Wrestling. Carlos?
Rainbow Goodness _
Why are you laughing? Just giggling over there? Okay. All right. Just checking. And be sure to go check out our websites, thefansofprowrestling.com and wrestlingfansinsight.com. And that's going to wrap it up for this week. Please go enjoy yourselves. Go watch Sting's last match. You surely won't be disappointed, hopefully. And I want to say one last time, congratulations, Sting, on a very long career. You've definitely been a very big idol to many of us wrestling fans out there. And we hope you go out in good health tonight and injury-free. With the WFI team, this is John Hoppy. We will catch you again on Monday and Wednesday, and as well as next Sunday. Take care, be good to each other, and remember, who's better than you? Nobody.